Hi everyone, welcome back to the Happy Professional channel. I'm Candace, for those of you all, if it's your first time joining us. And this channel is focused around the Happy Professional book, your college guide to creating and achieving your dream career. So today we are back on chapter 2. This book and channel is focused around creating and achieving your dream career and really showing you that there is no cookie cutter formula to making it happen. And today we're in chapter 2 and it's on chasing your goals. So the first part is, why do we need goals? And for those of you all that know me, know that I love quotes. So I'm going to start off with a quote. It says, "Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments," which is by Jim Rohn. And I write, "Goals are written words of direction. They guide and help us get to the next place in life. As you go through life, you will be pulled left and right. You will make friends that will influence you to live your life in many different ways, but it is up to you to make the decision to choose to live life God's way." Goals are so crucial, especially as a student professional and a young professional. They are really here to help guide and tailor you into which direction you need to go, especially during this unprecedented times, the COVID-19 times. You're at home, you're wondering what's next, but goals are still important. Still planning for the future and really not worrying, asking God, what do you want me to do next? Because there's still so many plans left for us to do here on earth. So I really encourage you and challenge you to map out goals, still have dreams, keep your dreams and hope alive, and continue focusing on what you want to do. And then the next part is defining your values. So regardless if you have already established your personal values or not, it is always helpful to revisit them and let them evolve as God continues to unveil his plans for your life. I'm going to go ahead and read to you what the definition of a value is. A value is a person's principle or standards or behavior, one's judgment of what is essential in life. Values are so important. They really help to tailor and refine you as an individual, because if you know what you value, you won't fall for anything. And if someone asks you to go to a certain party and you know it doesn't fall in alignment with your values, or do a certain thing, and if it doesn't align with your values, then you can have confidence and say, you know what, no, I actually can't go to that event. I actually can't do that because it doesn't fall in line with what you stand for. So step 1 in creating your values. What are 3 things that you believe in? Do you believe in equal rights, honesty, keeping God first? What are your standards for life? So you can take this moment, you can pause the video and go ahead and write out 3 things that you value or that you believe in. And then step 2 is write out the top 5 actions that you believe in. And then feel free to pause the video, but if not, come back and write out the top 5 actions that you believe in. Step 3, take your responses from above into account and consider what might be your top 5 core values. Please note that the examples that I'm going to read that are listed below here in my book on page 25 are just things to help you start brainstorming and thinking what your potential values could be. An example is honesty, doing the right thing even when no one is looking; religion, honoring God with your life and choices; health, eating nutritious food daily; and balance, weighing and managing the critical things in your life. And those are just a few examples. I have about 30 in here, and I won't read them all, but that's to really help start brainstorming what your potential values are. Now it's your turn. After hearing those and doing some personal brainstorming, write out your list of core values, first as a noun and then write them as a verb. After you've written them out, which leads to step 4, you want to create a value statement for your life. And that really outlines your core values that you represent. So for example, my statement is, Candace Saunders' life is led through her faith in God, integrity to others, expression of creativity, and godly friendships. And then after you write yours out, make sure that you put it somewhere, type it in the note section in your phone, or on a piece of notebook paper that you can post on your wall, so that you can always continue to look at it, and it will really help guide and refine you as you move throughout life and then make different choices. Now, the next part is how to create goals. And then I'm going to read you another quote by Jim Rohn. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. Your goals should inspire you. They should push and motivate you. I honestly, truly didn't understand what it meant to set goals until my sophomore year in college. And I wish that I had known about goals way before my sophomore year. And being able to write out tangible things that you want to achieve will truly change your life in so many ways. And then the thing to think about is, how do you create those goals? Think of something that you want to achieve. Do you want to save money, eat out less, go on a big vacation, graduate with honors? What is it? No matter the current circumstances that are going on in life, you can still set personal goals. They can be spiritual, fitness, mental, educational, relationship. Because when you come out of this situation, you can come out stronger, healthier, better than ever, versus sitting in this situation feeling bad for yourself, sorry for yourself. Instead, you can work on yourself in all these different areas with the extra time that you have, and then come out of this as a better person or a more improved person. So the first thing that you want to do is write down why you want to achieve your goals. Your why is your driving force behind it, because after you know what you want to do and why you know what you want to do that thing, then you can figure out how you want to do it. So start thinking about your why. What's really driving you? What's really pushing you? After you've figured out your why for creating goals, the next thing that you want to do is you want to, of course, create your list of goals. You want to write out all your goals that you want to achieve, and then you want to break them down into manageable pieces. So let's say you want to make an A in your class. Highly possible, highly attainable. If you want to make an A, write down all the little mini steps that you need to do to actually get an A in that class. Maybe that's study 2 hours a day or study 30 minutes a day. And if you study 30 minutes a day, what does that 30 minutes look like? Is that time on Quizlet? Is that study groups with friends? Breaking down specifically what it looks like to achieve that goal. After you figure that out, the next step that you want to do is find an accountability partner. And that partner does not need to have to be your best friend necessarily. It could be someone else who's also in that class that can help push you and push you forward in that direction. It can also be like a parent, or it could be a best friend, but don't automatically think oh, I'm gonna get my best friend to help me. It doesn't always have to be them. And then make sure your goal is realistic. Now, if you have been slacking off in class and then you have 1 week left of class and you don't have the best grades and you're oh, I'm gonna make an A in this class, that may not be as realistic, because if you haven't been doing, keeping up that entire time. So make sure that the goals that you are wanting to go after are realistic. It is realistic to get an A, but are you giving yourself enough time to actually study to get that A? And then after you have created goals, you've made them realistic, you want to make sure that you manage them. So managing your goals, one way to do that is by writing them on your planner. Write out your goals on your planner, and then write out the specific individual steps that you want to achieve and break it down throughout the weeks on your planner. Continue to look at your planner daily. Set an alarm on your phone that's going to remind you to constantly check your planner, and so that you are able to stay on track to achieving your goals. Also set a date. When you're putting it on your planner, you're giving yourself a personal date of when you want to achieve it, and that's so important because your mind loves deadlines. So make sure that you're giving yourself a date of when you're actually going to bring that goal and dream into fruition. Following that, make sure you count the costs. Everything that you want to do, it takes energy to achieve it. The moment you start thinking about doing something different, achieving greatness, the energy starts rolling in your body. You're already burning energy because you're already thinking about doing it. So make sure you focus on counting the cost. What is it going to take for me to actually do this from start to finish? Because a lot of times we forget about how much work it's actually going to take to make this happen. We're oh, that's easy. I can do this in no time. But sometimes even the smallest tasks can take a lot of energy. And lastly, a really great way, if you may not have might be struggling, like visualizing how to accomplish your goals, is creating a mind map. I can link some different sources of where you can get mind maps from, but essentially it's a great way to put one main idea in the middle and it has several other bubbles around it, and you can map out different steps of how to achieve that one main goal. Now, that was the conclusion for the first part of chapter 2. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you want to see more content just like this, don't forget to subscribe. We'll be back here in the Happy Professional book. We understand there's no cookie cutter formula to creating your dream career, and I want to make sure that you can live out your God-given purpose, and you have a purpose. You have more than one purpose, and I want to make sure that you have the tools to succeed and there are no excuses, so that you can become anything that you want to be in life. And if no one has told you this today, I believe in you, and I hope you have an amazing week. Bye. See you next time.